Is the one who has to put out the DPS. Jace, yeah, you're gonna do some damage, but you're not killing frontliners.
Wow, we're really for BLG. He got the Kisante.
So much pressure on them to be able to dominate this 2v2. If they fall behind, if they get ganked and they
Ornn
die,
is better against
you could
Kisante.
very quickly see Weibo run away with it.
And you can see the amount of wards that are being invested
We have the
defensively here
Ornn,
for
the
Weibo on that bottom
Maokai,
side. They know that they want to, at least for BLG, to get a ward in this bot side. Spot out where Weibo is starting to know how aggressive they play in the spot lane, but at the moment, they're just not quite getting that deep vision with the defensive setup Weibo have.
Exactly, if you can get eyes on the Maokai, then you can push, right? You can be playing aggressively in that way. And we've seen a lot of different matchups where it's been so important. With the Ashes, the Varus is coming through. With the Caitlyn support along the Krista, that was really important. With the Quinn, it's been a theme throughout this entire series.
It's the double.
Early ward is going to be thrown down on bot side, but they have no vision on Weiwei just yet. You can see Shun's going to be starting leashed on top side with Bin, so he's going to be starting on that red. Very likely will pass down to try to cover his bot. We'll see if Weiwei is going to do anything too cheeky, if he wants to go 3 camps down towards bot, or just do a more standard clear up towards top.
Let us see
much
what's
on
happening.
the line here, man. Coming down to game 5, Bin on the Kisante. It was a struggle for him in the first 3 games. The lanes were all very tough. Game number 4, the Jax into the Quinn. He bounces back. He has his first really, really good performance throughout the series. And now on this pick that, like you pointed out, in the series against KT, was truly something impressive. There's a lot of pressure on him too, I would have to think.
It's also really interesting to see that Weiwei actually went for the red smite, because generally to me that means you're going AP. You know, that's usually what you do see, but he is playing phase rush, and he's also playing on a team with
really
Seer, so I don't really feel like you need to be going
is not
towards
good
AP.
against
You know, generally people are more
tanks.
prioritizing the tank
He's
style
good
builds
against
these
bruisers
days,
and damage,
so we'll be interesting to see if he's
not
kind of
against
splashing into it for a little bit
tanks.
of damage, or if it's actually going to be that demonic embrace
like
rush.
an Ornn
I've seen him quite a bit go for that demonic embrace, so I wouldn't be fully surprised to see that one come through. Even just the opportunity.
You like it when you're not
zero
so
damage, just
I mean, I do agree, but I still have seen a lot of LPLs.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I was just curious on your opinion.
Yeah, I think I still like it in a way just because there is so much
I'm so like
damage
nervous.
when he's poked down with the demonic
I'm
embrace.
so nervous watching this because
inevitably
I
start
want
to take a lot of that.
BLG to win so bad.
The tank shred is going to be tough in the early stages until Xiaohu gets a little bit later in. But
I want to see BLG versus T1 on the finals.
But I can kind of see an angle as well as great binding in that bot side.
It's gonna be a really
have a good amount of
pokey lane
and Elk
on
was
the
actually
side
able
of
to get the Q
BLG
right before,
because
so
of the
getting a little bit of
Caitlyn
poke,
looks.
getting that push in.
But let's see.
And we'll see if they can keep this push up relentlessly. They absolutely want to. We know, of course, the Maokai's up on top side. They can surmise that as well, as there was no sort of move down towards bot.
Almost impossible.
They do have their something clear down towards bot as they just keep this push up.
Right, they had Shun in the red side jungle of Weiwei. He threw down the ward onto the Krug camp. We know a lot of the times when these junglers are making their moves down through the lanes to find their path into bottom, they go through the Krugs, right? They're either jumping onto the Krug with a movement skill or taking the blast cone over the wall, so they want to keep an eye on that camp both for clear and for potential gank opportunities.
It does mean that Weiwei is going to have a little bit more tempo, though, because he didn't spend any time doing anything except farming. He went 6th camp, scuttle, base, right? Whereas Shun, you know, is just now finishing his 6th camp, is going to do the scuttle, then he's going to recall, so he's going to be a good 30 seconds behind the pace of where Weiwei is.
Not going to go back and find his first item here. Instead, just still hanging around this enemy jungle. He fires off the Scryer's plant, and it finds Weiwei. They knew that this had to have been the plan.
That is such a tilter. And now they got full knowledge that it's around, so he can steal the Raptors very easily. There's not really any ability to punish, because the wave is going to come towards Elkanon. So sure, they maybe get a little bit of a less preferential base, but Shun gets to steal the camp for free, and he could look for a Seer.
Nice
little knockback of the shy, but unfortunately he doesn't have a Zero left to work with. Now hold on, Xiaohu in some trouble here. Gets stunned up. Yagao following up with the damage, and now the chase gets paid. It's first blood over Yagao. Meanwhile, back in the bottom lane, the 2v2 breaks out. On's in some trouble. So much
my
damage.
God, Jesus Christ.
Nicely done. They got that kill on the bot side on. When I was watching on the minimap, I saw the Q flash come through from Shun. I have to think that Xiaohu flashed into the wall. Just based on what actually happened with those flashes and the way that we saw him run out, it's possibly just flashed left, but they were so close to that wall, I feel like he tried to react to the flash
is
maybe
good,
after,
but if you can tank fucking Q off Deluxe, you just...
Undying on bot side is really
destroyed,
good.
And the Kalista is so much damage
Did we see when he blew his flash? I don't think we did. So he must have traded flashes with Crisp and then just gets punished from that missing flash. So a lot of the action
shield
yeah, so we're going to get to see at least a little bit of it here. So On tries to get the poke down and immediately the handshake comes through, like cleanses, and once you got the W from the Renata on you as well, the melee, you're just going to continue to chase down this lane. So there's no escaping, but more just trying to cover Yagao here.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of greed. Potentially he just thought he popped the blast cone in the base, but You know, he should have known that he could have been going for the Raptors, absolutely, and I think maybe just got caught trying to push in that wave. And at the end of the day, you are now down your flash, and there is a chance of a repeat gank. Up in the top lane, things pretty quiet, but you know, Bin is having the push, so he does have Prio there. And we'll just have to see how this bot lane continues to look, because with the kill on Kalista, it gets so much.
Secure themselves the crab and extra vision and speed boost, helping them out in case there's anything else that happens down here. But it's been still controlling the pace of things up here in the top lane. The Shy's doing a good job staying close with him here on the farm. But as long as Bin has control, Bin will be the one with first move opportunity.
Yeah, and I think that's where, at least with Shun moving up towards topside, he should be safe. But the fear is now with knowing Shun has to go topside for his red buff, that with Weiwei just immediately tries to go for bot side. You can get control over mid with Xiaohu here as well and set up for a really nice dive for going the Rift Herald contest.
Look at this vision, though, down around bot side. It's just all blue wards in this area, covering the entire river. They have so much vision down there, and you can see that Elk and On are no longer comfortable push. That's why they were holding the wave in front of their tower. They were trying to freeze, because they know our jungler's not here. We've got no idea where the Maokai is. We can't push.
And Weiwei is level 6.
Weiwei's level 6. He think exactly what I thought. And he said exactly what I said. Weiwei's level 6. Ooh, I think he can. The Kalista ulti. Oh my god, that's good. Oh, the Renata ulti. Oh, the Renata can ult here. Ult. Renata? Oh my god. Oh, that was so clean. Wow, like
huge for Weibo, but the Shy needs to try to hold on to this top side. He'll be fine, but the fact you now get the kills for the Kalista, the control
is BLG gonna
Weibo
lose?
on this bottom.
You really need to be able to block this Maokai ult for on, but they're kind of desynced. And not only does he
that
eat
was
and
so
cleanse,
trash
but
by the looks.
The hit still lands onto On there, so he goes down. Then the flash follow is there with the bailout. Weiwei's just tanking the tower, perfectly executed there by Weibo. And BLG's bottom lane falling apart. We talked about the importance of this Caitlyn having a good start. And it is just horrible for them down there. And you can see the reaction from Kave. He knows their final chances are slipping away.
And Azael, you talked about it from literally game one, how good Crisp has been on this Renata. The fact that he's able to get that handshake follow-up, he's been so good at being in control, being able to push his limits. And if you end up in this position where you're able to play around Light effectively, it becomes very hard for Shun or Bin to get access to him, with Crisp having the bailout, with having that ultimate, the hostile takeover, to try and dissuade BLG from being able to threaten.
Exactly. When you have that fed Kalista, that becomes target number one. You have to take him down. But between Maokai, the hostile takeover, the Azir ulti, the Ornn
where's Elk going?
To actually just
Did he rage?
Out this one target and dive.
Is this a rage quit
BLG,
angle?
though, going to try to make a counterplay up on top.
Is this
side.
a rage
Herald,
angle?
Elk has made the move.
Wait, he's there. I don't think he has ulti. Weiwei has ulti in 1 second.
They're waiting in the drive rush. They're going to go for Weiwei instead.
Oh,
the binding doesn't hit him. Weiwei just flashes out over the wall. He'll
flash.
Stay safe here, and the minion wave won't last long enough to try to convert it into a play on the Shy. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's just
they're taking the tower. What the fuck is Elk doing?
From BLG. They can't answer these two champions. Laser over the wall, stops the Shy from any sort of a back, but Shun doesn't have an angle to go in here and try to force a dive. There's no minion wave, and bottom is still losing plates. Shun is still hanging around. They're really trying to hard force this, but the Ornn Horn is summoned up. On gets knocked up into the air. The light binding finds the enemy Ornn, but there's no way they can follow it up with enough damage here just yet. Weiwei in the Shy, still trying to hold on, as Shun has to walk away, and BLG just fizzled out.
That's not a good trade at all. What the fuck?
They get nothing, and they committed
That's the worst trade ever.
At one point, they had all 5
if they
members
can
up
get
in that
some
top
plates, it's a good trade, but
Bin runs down towards bot. Shy has TP. He can just come right back up. They are going to drop the Heralds because they're just in desperation mode. Caitlyn's down 1,000
they're going to take the whole tower. Well,
they know they need to start knocking down towers. They need to get out of that 2v2. But this took a lot for them to get.
Yeah,
and the Kalista
so many
plays down on bot side.
And that's the thing, because you've now got Light, who's in such a good position after getting those plates. You will get another charge, I believe, onto the tier 2, but
they're gonna run from the Kalista now. They're
and even
gonna
the
do
fact that
everything
Xiaohu got to move back across, he got
not
to pick
like
up
challenge the Kalista and the
struggling a little bit here
Renata.
as well, as Light will get another plate for himself.
They're gonna do their
you did get the
best
tower,
to do.
but you're still here for Weibo.
He still has
danger. 90 caliber net back over the wall to escape before they can close the distance there with Weiwei to chase after him with Twisted Advance. It's a 3-1 game in kills for Weibo. It's dealing a 1,000 gold lead for BLG after their forcing of the entire tier 1 turret in all 5 plates.
Wow. Exactly, it is really tough, and it's about where the gold is, right? Dagda pointing out it's really 1,000 gold lead in that bot lane even after that tower was taken, so Light's in a great spot.
So
and I just think compositionally what Weibo has hard outscales what BLG
the
has.
Kalista has
I do think that is
3
going to be the real
kills.
difficulty here. Is I just struggle to see how you're going to get
I
past
don't
the
see
front line
how,
when they're starting
yeah.
to stack up a ton of armor.
I will say though, for Xiaohu, I'm not a big fan of the crown here. You can see there how easy it is to try and get rid of it. Now, it does work against Jason, like, hey, I can at least stop one of these from chunking a massive amount of my health bar, but I think the Andrew's Anguish with the amount of tanks that are on BLG could have worked out a little bit better, because late game, you need to beat that tank.
I don't think Lux support is
I'm assuming he's just
a
going
good
Asher
pick
second and playing around that
against a
Conqueror,
Renata,
I agree,
because
you would obviously do a lot more DPS. The one thing I will say,
I would have gone with the
of,
tank. See, he can't hit
shit.
shit.
Here? No, nothing. So there's a lot of hate towards Crown, and I do agree in a lot of cases it can be poked off, and it's just straight up way less damage than Leandry's. But that being said, even against something like Jace poke, later on in the game, that can be 30% of your HP that you're actually shrugging off. So it can become impactful, but the problem is, of course, the cooldown's so short that you can constantly shoot them out. So it does have value. It's not as bad, I feel like, as people make it out, but definitely not the optimal DPS choice by
The casters are so like
rotating down through the river now, wants to see
biased.
if they might be able to find something
They're
here in the bottom lane, or at
they're
least
never
clear out
gonna
some
like
vision
talk shit
that
about
Weibo have been
a fucking
controlling this
item.
bottom side with for
Oh,
so
Crown is
long.
trash,
Fifth
but
and
they're not
final
gonna
game,
they're
the
not gonna
gold
say
closed
it.
back
They
down
know it's
under
trash,
500
but they're not gonna
difference
say it.
as Ben hangs around the mid lane.
They'll
There's
have
not
their
really an
uses.
opportunity
It's
to do
not
anything
have
here
their
to Xiaohu
uses.
as Yagao rotates back.
It's a
Yeah,
bad
Ben
item.
was
It's
trying
an
to control
item
mid.
for you
If something
to
happened where
not
Xiaohu
build
overextended,
damage
but
on the
it just means
champion.
the Shy gets the push
You
out
just
top
avoid
side,
building
and now he'll
damage
be the one that
and
actually gets
instead
first
build a
rotation
safe
down towards the
item.
dragon. It's in a couple of seconds time. So honestly, if
it's
you're
not
kind of looking at where
useful.
BLG are positioning, they're not
It's
quite
just
been able to play the
useful
map
if
in the
you-
manner that they would like to right now.
If you have a
It's also so
team
interesting.
that
The Shy is
has a
actually
lot
going
of
senior
damage,
upgrade, so I would have
but
expected
as a
Tabby's
mid
almost 100% of the
laner, I
time
don't think
because
it's a
hyper
good
efficient
item
against
to
this
buy
squad.
if you're on
But I
the
think he's
Zir.
saying, I am the engage, so
buy
I want to have
damage
that
and
cooldown
dodge the
reduction. He's
shots.
placing value on it. Clearly not concerned about his tankiness. We'll see if that does come back to haunt him at all, because there is obviously a lot of physical damage, but knows he's going to be primary engage and just really investing into that.
Almost up to the demonic embrace there on Weiwei's Maokai as well. You can see he's got the components, just needs to be able to put them together, and that's going to create even more of a frustrating scenario if Weibo are able to be the first ones to an objective. If Weibo
Lux
are the
is
ones
just
who
throwing
force BLG
kills.
to
She doesn't
check,
even
them having saplings
doesn't
waiting around
even
in all
try-
these brushes will be a
trying
nightmare
to,
navigate
like,
for
hit the
BLG.
kills.
It's
She's
Weibo
just-
already starting up the second Drake of the game
just
here for
throwing
themselves,
them.
and it doesn't look like BLG's
Let's
got
see.
anything to respond to it with.
I mean, how do you respond to the Boots Boar Kalista at this point of the game? Like, she is so incredibly strong.
Oh my god,
I think
she
BLG
already
did the
has
right
a
call of just
boot.
saying, look, we can't
She
really
has a
contest
dagger
this. It
and she
gives the
has a
opportunity
board,
for Bin to push
and she
in
still
on that
has
top
2
side.
biscuits.
Maybe they can try and get
So,
some vision on this top side of the map.
she's
as well
as
for things like
overpowered
Red
as you
Charm.
can
I think you're kind of
be.
in the same position. And the Mastercard lane economy snapshot tells the story right there.
Oh
This
my god,
Kalista
it's
is massive.
1,000 gold.
Yeah, and great. There's a big gold lead, but it's on your Sejuani. Honestly, who cares? It doesn't really have any effect on this game. So it is going to be problematic here. As, yeah, you can try to wait, you can try to find a better opportunity to fight. I agree the Kalista is incredibly strong now, but you're also just giving time for the Shy to get levels on the Ornn, to be able to get those Ornn upgrades in, for Xiaohu to complete his second
wow,
item.
you can't do anything,
Chris
you
with the
can't
flash
heal her.
handshake attempt, but on an Elk evaded. That was both summoner spells from the Lux. He is a massive target now. There is no way for him to get away from anything that Weibo throw at him, so you know they got to be looking.
You see the Shy is playing incredibly safe on top side, but it does mean that Bin and Shun are starting to move over. Weibo don't really have control of this mid lane and can't push up or fear that they're going to be outnumbered here. You see Xiaohu moving up through river. Could look for some sort of swoop and boop, but you do need to be careful.
Rift Herald was aggroed by BLG, but they are not going to put any DPS into it. Weibo are bringing the whole crew over. Yagao is still down in the bottom lane, but he has a teleport to try to join this if he wants to. It's still so scary for BLG to try to do this. These rivers, when you're up against hostile takeover, when you're up against the Call of the Forge God, when you're up against that twisted advance, it's so difficult to deal with.
Xiaohu needs to reset to cover Jason, the bot side of the map, so that's why Weibo is starting this up. They will lose bot tower, but honestly, you're kind of doing what you need to here as BLG. You avoid the fight, you still get a tower, and that's essentially what this Rift Herald is going to guarantee for Weibo as well.
Exactly.
They don't have the damage to fight.
They need to stack gold. They need to get this Jason a point of power because the Caitlyn is pretty darn far behind. So you get that tower bot. You deny probably at least 2 waves with the earlier waves that crash. Plus you're going to get
the
these,
only
and
one
you steal
that's
Krugs. So sure, they're going to get a charge in mid, and they're probably going to take down that tower, but
now.
really not a big deal.
Except for the Ornn.
We'll
I
see
think
if
the Ornn
can
is
get himself
just
into a point where he can really start to get very, very strong.
Right now,
we saw it, I think it was the game from Zeus where he went super crazy in the late game. If you get in towards Shojin, you get in towards those super high CDR builds, you can actually hit the point where you're getting 2 shot class per acceleration gate, and that's where Jace, I think, kind of becomes actually a strong late game champion. But of course, you still then have to be getting that past all those frontliners.
Okay, nicely done from Bin. He waited for Bellows' breath, so the Shy would not be able to use the ulti, but now he's looking to keep this going. He goes unstoppable again. Flashback over the wall from the Shy. Q3 comes out from Bin. He doesn't have the damage just quite yet.
Oh my god, the K'Sante. K'Sante's fine. K'Sante's not broken. Trust me. K'Sante's not broken.
To come out on top, and now with that struggle, they're coming in for mid lane as well.
They go for
oh my goodness, the cleanse again.
As they follow it up with a hostile takeover.
The damage of Kalista.
We're looking for more. They chase after the Sejuani, who does not have his Arctic armor.
Yeah, Kalista is half health, so
but they won't find anything else.
She's not gonna follow up.
Still potentially looking here.
Nope.
He has the ulti available, way down to half HP. But they gotta be careful on the other side too. Shun also half
Kalista is half HP. She's not gonna engage for shit.
Leading the minions down the mid lane to take out the tier 1 turret and bring this game back to dead even goal.
Light was too low to really follow up, but Weibo were still able to
BLG
out of that mid lane to set up then for the mid lane tower take.
Gold,
crucially, without that Rift Herald being used as well, so that means in a minute 20,
I don't think that translates to nothing because Kalista is just a monster now. She's just deleting
just
people
getting
at this
destroyed by
point.
these Maokai ultimates. The last one down in bot lane killed on. This time again, they
really
try to line up, but not quite able to do it. As you can see,
able to get
Vaughn just gets tagged by the very edge of it, and as soon as he CC'd up, there's just no way out. He put some good burst down onto Light, but it was never going to be enough to get a kill.
Meanwhile, back to live. The Shy is the target yet again. It's a 3-man collapse. Make it 4 with a TP. Yagao goes to the skies. The Shy goes to the dirt. Elf gets the kill.
The Shy was way overextended. Look where the rest of Weibo are on the map. They're not pushed up. They're not in a position to go for Dragon. And that's just a quick pick for BLG
he has one
before that
here.
objective spawns. And much needed gold into the hands of
destroyed it.
Yeah, that's really good. And I think even just getting some confidence for Bin. Had a great game last game. This game again gets a solo kill and really is getting himself to a point where he could maybe be that X factor, because you are going to have a tough time against this team that Weibo has drafted in the late game. You need someone to be the X factor. You need someone to really pop off. We saw it against KT. Maybe we'll see it here against Weibo as well. Bin can make magic happen when he's playing at his best.
I don't think I saw Lux hit a single kill.
Have already gone the way of Weibo. If they can get early soul point status here in this game, it'll create an immense amount of pressure on BLG for the rest of it. You still don't have the fully evolved Muramana for Yagao's Jace. Lux Laser flies out and finds Light.
What the hell?
Sejuani ultimate.
Everything has been thrown on the Kalista. You have to be careful of K'Sante. Just mind the K'Sante. Lux got caught! Lux got caught! Go on, Lux!
But not quite yet. The Shy's
Wait.
here tanking up in the front, but he's gonna die.
Go on, Lux like
gets the kill, and the Shuffle tries to buy a little bit more time. Chris is gonna be shot.
That was so bad by Light. He ignored the Lux.
And now it's BLG.
Oh no, they're dead. They're dead. K'Sante ulti. They're dead.
Cut down the tree. Xiaohu
wow,
at least takes
interesting.
and he might get a second. The Emperor of Sharia
Wait.
will die before the third as Elk
No.
takes Light out of the picture.
Oh,
and
Kalista
BLG get the
trolled
ace.
there.
BLG take over at the Dragon.
Wait.
They make the fight
Caitlyn has 4 kills now. The game is even. Caitlyn has 4 kills. They have 2 gold deficit.
This was so well
Kalista
played.
trolled
Look how slow
there.
BLG actually played this. They're looking
Kalista
for the
didn't go on the Lux. The Lux was right there.
BLG back it up.
That was so bad. Look at this. Lux is here. The best thing that Kalista should have done is just go up a little bit and kill the Lux. Instead, she was trying to like poke the K'Sante and do damage to. Oh my god, that was so trolled. I don't know why she was targeting K'Sante. Just go on the. See, just go on the Lux. I don't know why. What
it's
the
so
hell?
Well on the bottom side, he retreats
She was
from
singled
the hostile
out.
takeover as well as that Malkail, then goes in, gets tons of damage out, is able to follow up alongside Ben here, really making the difference. His on the other end was hiding out Light. He couldn't get there. His support was already down as Elk was able to knock him down, and BLG just played this out so smart, being able to chase these members around. Light
was able to kill her, but it was so late.
Elk gets the shutdown and a lot of
that
gold
was so
right
troll actually.
Right back into
One of the fights.
Back into a fight. Maokai ulti flies out and
Oh
shoves under
my
a lot of pressure.
god.
The damage flies into the Sejuani and he dies as hostile takeover
No.
flags again. He
Well.
shuffles down Weibo.
Yep,
Massive
K'Sante.
shutdown Weibo just found
Light redeemed himself
How
here.
the hell did they find the play around the choke, and they're onto the Baron.
Baron started up. 5v3.
They can't.
Bin, out, and
low.
on. Have to try to pull off the defense. The Shy
no,
down to 10%
stack.
HP.
Don't
Weiwei's
stack
going to be taken low
together.
too. Bin zoning the rest out as the Shy
Don't
will finally
stack
fall.
together.
With a ton of
Yes.
spears into the
Go on the
Baron.
Caitlyn.
As Elka's under
Nice.
pressure from Xiaohu.
Nice.
Bin is all out,
Nice.
but he's only one man.
Oh,
He goes back in, he
Kisante.
finds a kill, but it's still Baron over to Weibo. It's still Bin about
Nice.
to go back over to Weibo. It's Weibo all day.
Weibo get the Baron,
Wow,
they get
that
the
was
kills.
so. Oh!
Not gonna have enough
Oh my
damage to
God.
knock them down.
What the
They're gonna
fuck
keep
is
in
that
there. They're gonna keep the
looks,
chase
bro?
started.
Dude, this game is
all.
insane.
And we gotta see how this started off. No, we're gonna go way past it. As I
This
thought
game is-
BLG would push in and try to actually take down Weiwei to try to deny the
Dude,
Baron from
that
being
fucking
secured.
look-
But
that fucking
Light and Weiwei in
Caitlyn
the
is
back of the
so
pit, kinda get
brave.
ignored, and Ingo Xiaohu just flashing in, dashing in on top of that Caitlyn, able to take him down.
And this is such a massive turnaround for Weibo. What had just started off, what could have been the first stepping stone for BLG to make it
That lady. Why is that lady doing
Kinda get
this?
ignored,
Why
and
is she
Ingo
looking at the
Xiaohu
camera?
just
This is not
flashing
an
in, dashing in
Instagram
on top of that
shit.
Caitlyn, able to take him down.
And this is such a massive
Look,
turnaround for
look,
Weibo.
how? Why is she like this? She's
What it
looking at
just
the
started
camera
off,
and
what
shit.
could've
Nobody's looking at the camera. Why is she looking?
Been the first
Oh
stepping
my
stone
god,
for BLG
she's so
to
like.
make it back to their second
Oh, I love
international
women.
final.
I fucking
the
love
super
women. Holy
team that
shit.
was meant to be
Woman
from the
is the best
LPL
thing that
puts a
was
stamp
ever
on this
invented
game.
by God.
This is why this team was built. It was built to be a super team, to be able to have international dominance, to be able to make these deep runs in tournaments. But after
Is
the performance
another
of the
fight's gonna
LPL,
break
no
out.
one thought it was
Dude,
going to
this
happen.
is
And
such a
now coming into the
fucking-
semifinals, they've been
fucking
doubted.
brawl.
They've been called frauds. They
There are
haven't
fights
beaten the Eastern team. They
everywhere.
haven't played the top competition. Their time in the tournament is over. Well, here they are, one game away, potentially minutes away from going to the World Finals.
I mean, it's 2018, 2019 World
Wow.
Champions.
Could
in
you
both these
imagine
positions,
if-
but it's been Weiwei
I think
who's
BLG
denied
loses
an opportunity alongside a light
Oh,
get
the
two World
OT.
Champions for a while.
Shun wants to go in on the Shy. He
No,
rips
the
20
R
over
doesn't
Bellows
take
Breath,
damage.
Manages to get through it. They fire off their own counterattack.
R and
Weibo's
OT.
side and Bin's looking like a
Oh.
pin cushion. He disengages but barely stays alive.
That's
Chris now nearly killed.
so-
Shun also
well.
at death's door. BLG will hold on, but they are critically
Kisante
low.
did a good
Weibo
job
still looking
tanking
for an
everything.
opportunity to re-engage. Only Crisp is really threatened here. Xiaohu taking a lot of poke. Now has to eat the ace in the hole as well. Crisp could not tank that for him. As now
Wait,
it's
there's a
Bin coming in.
teleport. Wait,
Weibo
it's
doesn't get
Kisante.
themselves out. Bin wants
Oh,
something. He
bruh.
sees Weiwei behind
Run,
him, pushes
just
him
run.
back. Wants to go
Just
all
run,
out, but he won't knock
Maokai.
him through the terrain.
He doesn't
Bin's
have
still in
flash
hot
now, he's
pursuit,
flashed.
Trying to find a knockup, trying to find a
Nice.
knockback.
They
Won't find a damn
able
thing.
to-
BLG hold the line.
They hold the
Wow,
line with 30
interesting.
seconds left on the Baron buff.
BLG
That's
is
going to
hanging
time
on.
out, and BLG have prevented
They're hanging
Weibo
on.
from taking the base, and that is huge against what Weibo have. You can see when you're trying to siege up against a Caitlyn, looks,
Oh, my
chase,
water
how
is
difficult
done.
it can be. So for BLG, they bought time, they get the resets in with another dragon in a minute's time.
Yeah, and it's just going to be fight after fight after fight.
Yeah.
Yagao now has that last whisper in. We'll
Well,
see if Elk's gonna be going
the
towards
Kalisa
LDR
has
here
6
next. It feels
kills
like he
and 2
needs it.
items, so
There's also been just so much chip and so much poke that it feels like getting thrown in that I could see him wanting to go towards a BT as well. But at this point, you just need that damage. And we'll see if they're going to be able to get it. I mean, if you can work towards this Mountain Soul, it would be really impactful here. Stacking up that additional armor, the additional MR, and if you can get towards Soul, I think it's huge for either team.
I think you need to try and get this control over your lanes though first for Weibo. If you can stop BLG from entering River, you're in a much better spot for these like long range engages, the ultimates from Chris to just keep BLG in check, and that's where you can see Weibo aggressively fighting for this space. They have full control, Dragon in 10. It's going to be hard for BLG to try and crack this.
And you can see the Shy already has his upgraded Ornn item there, is
Yep.
14 now, so the upgrades are going to be coming through for the teammates here very shortly. And that is going to make that gold lead lie to you a little bit. It's that additional scaling, that extra power that Ornn does bring.
Gargoyle Stone Plate, second fully completed item for Bin. Gives you that
see,
massive
which
shield
dragon
to make
is
the difference
this?
in the
Is
team
the
fights.
third
But there
or
is
is
no
the
team
fourth
fight.
dragon?
BLG are deciding to
Is
cash in
the
the extra time
fourth
they bought
dragon,
themselves
those
and
three
taking the last
dragons.
Drake. They will surrender this one without a
yeah.
fight over to Weibo. Weibo
Such a
moves
little
on to Soul
icon.
Point. BLG will not have the
Well,
option of letting those
dragon
go in the
secured.
future.
And that is massive for Weibo. If you're able to pick up these mountain dragons, as Hale was saying, like keeping Yago at bay, keeping Elka at bay, when there's so much AD damage on this team, that's such a massive opportunity to turn this around. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised to see Shun going for the Abyssal Mask. amplifying the non-existent AP damage doesn't seem like the play, but look, at least it's a quick, cheap item that you can try and pick up.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's probably the thought process here is, hey, I need a little bit of MR. I'm going to be dying to this Azir. What's something that I can buy quickly? What's something that I can afford now? And probably in looking towards that. There is that third item. The Serilda is now done for Yagao, and it is going to be a move towards LDR here for L because he's got his last whisker completed. So it's working towards that, but it's already 3 items done for Light. It's already 3 items done for Xiaohu. It's stopwatches on both. They know that it's going to be about preparing for this next fight. If you win this next fight, if you get Soul, likely you are going to World Finals. And both teams are going to be preparing as much as they possibly can. Likely even popping elixirs, buying stopwatches, doing everything to be as powerful as possible.
Under 60
because
seconds
of the fucking
until the next
Kalista is just
spawns.
a
you can see so many defensive wards on the side of BLG. They're looking out of their own jungle. The side of the map for Weibo is mostly dark from either side because Weibo are the ones with the lead. They're the ones constantly pushing up. They're the ones challenging BLG and trying to choke them out of the map.
They're trying to see if they can get control of this top side. You'll spot out Yagao there. Wait,
what the fuck?
He's just gonna force Yagao back. I mean, there's no one even in the area there to try and follow.
I thought he was gonna 1v1 though, Jace, but it's just to get him out of there.
Maybe they can use that to try and get some vision, but this might be the time for BLG to strike back.
Yeah, you can see that BLG do have quite a few wards on their side of the top side jungle, so trying to at least maintain the ability to
The good thing about Lux is that she can face check without face check. She can just throw a Q and an E, so
we'll see if they can get that.
He will clear the bush without like
not really
putting her face on. Oh, they're doing it. It's a fight. Don't let them.
There's no
fight.
And Maokai still has no ulti. Weiwei's the target. They gotta try to keep him away.
Maokai doesn't have ulti.
Focusing the enemy jungler, going all out to take him all the way to the other side of the jungle. Bin will likely die for this, but they get the Baron on the side of BLG. Weibo get 1 kill back.
Bruh.
What else can they find?
Really gutsy call there from BLG. The Shine makes a critical mistake. He shows
Kisante did his job.
They just commit to it instantly. TP forward. They started up because the Shy had no TP. The question is, can there be turrets taken back? Obviously, the 1 kill for the Baron really worth it here for BLG. We'll have to see if they can get more.
It will keep that Baron buff up though, right up until that Mountain Dragon spawns. So you should be able to reset, get these items, start to get the push, start to abuse that siege potential that you have.
They should jump. They should just jump on the fucking Baron
and
stop it.
Right when you need it most, when you need to be at your most powerful for these big fights, you can see some extra items coming through. The LDR
T1 is going to the final.
There's a BF sword for Yagao, likely going to be working towards that Shojin.
I think so too, brother.
More and more items coming up here.
I think T1 is gonna win. Dude, I wanna make a bet. I wanna make a bet. I don't gamble, but holy moly, T1's gonna win.
But they're still in a pretty strong position here at this point. With your Azir working towards the death gap.
I wanna bet $1,000 on fucking
gap,
T1.
it becomes the point where you get Q auto'd and you lose 30–40% of your health.
I'm gonna be rich.
It's so difficult to step up at all against this champion.
And this for Xiaohu is kind of his moment to see if he can bring it back. For Xiaohu hasn't had the best of the World Championships, and now he's got to see if he can try and be that late game damage dealer for Weibo. See if he can finally get that World Championship title under his belt.
BLG stepping into the enemy jungle, looking to steal away the red buff, but it's Weiwei who's faster on the smite. Giving that one over to Light there with a pickup.
Xiaohu, he is one
This is Captain Flowers on the casting. He's so fast. He speaks so fast.
That would be the first there.
That's Kalista ultimate used from Light. They're going in, they're trying to find something, but they won't get anything.
Well, they did TP mid, so they're going to keep pushing. So now they're going to try to draw them out towards mid lane. They have full mid lane prio. If you don't back for this, you're going to lose a lot.
The Shy has already lost a lot. He's already lost 2/3 of his HP. Shun's staying after him, finds the slow, but no more so far. Xiaohu on the flank might have an opportunity here.
They're doing it?
Weiwei's going to be taking low, flashes back to the wall, just barely staying alive. Xiaohu's got the Sun Disc. He'll stay protected thanks to that.
Why does she
they can't stop the base. If Shy gets back to base, he's going to TP right back at full health. We'll see though, Weibo can just play for mid. The bot side is going to be controlled here by BLG, but they did use quite a bit to get that damage down. Nice chunk. That trap placement was perfect there from Elk, and Weiwei is so low.
All right, Weibo still facing down a difficult situation. Way on low health. Chris still at about half. Some ulti still spent. Light does not have Kalista ulti ready to
Whoa,
use this
Kisante was right there. Oh no.
He takes the enemy jungler away back over the wall, but he escapes into the sun disc.
Oh my god, he destroyed.
But what about the fight back in the Drake pit? The handshake onto Shun, who flashes.
The Maokai is dead.
The dragon is secured.
Wait, Kalista. Oh shit. Oh, Kalista. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. Wait. And the Azir 1v1 the Kisante.
On BLG.
It's Light who secures it, but it's Chris with the hostile takeover that pushes Shun out, that buys the space for Light to secure it, and it's Weibo on the march. How much can they get?
Elk is up. The reset from On. It's 4 versus 2. The bot lane for BLG needs to make the miracle.
It's over.
It's 15 seconds on Shun. It's Caitlyn Lux against everything. The minions are still coming. The Shy taking a little bit of damage here. They're going to be stunned up. No damage enough just yet. Finally, the Shy's going to drop. On and out. Still holding on.
Weibo.
A little bit more damage from the Luxy. Handshake back it out, but he ain't going to die just yet. Shun comes in, but he will not find the only connection. They're still getting away. Xiaohu, the ace in the hole.
Nice.
But Chris does a good job blocking it. Shun still chasing. Light is down.
Holy
Chris
shit.
BTP's coming in.
Jace, he missed!
Doesn't hit.
He fucking missed!
Renata doesn't get away from these. Bailout's not going to
bail
anything just yet. And
the Azir is fine here.
BLG have to push and they have to try to do something right now. They can't afford to let anyone get away because the Soul is going to be there for good, but they have no wave. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get anything really much off this. Now they're going down mid. They can't stop the Azir, so he'll get back to base. And Yagao is not with the team, does not have TP, so it's just going to be that tier 2 mid. It's not nearly enough.
It's 27 seconds for Renata, 9 seconds,
that
9 seconds
for going with them. The
Kalista.
fact he managed to escape over the back.
They're all going to be alive for the Dragon, so
might have just changed the outcome of this game, but
4 minutes for the Dragon.
A long way from over, and a minute until Baron. And when you've got an nearly open Nexus,
yeah, they have just one tower on the inhibitor. They just have one tower.
To go for the push here. This is way back to that previous
fight. That was
such
an insane fight.
Pushes out Wei, but it's really all about the fight around the Dragon. The hostile takeover from Chris, he has been such a difference maker. Watch as he uses the hostile takeover, it pushes out Shun. They just
got the Dragon?
Flash handshakes him. First of all, he flashes out right in the hostile takeover. That puts him out of range.
Yeah, Light got the Dragon.
Early smite as well came through there from Shun. He knew he was going to die during the hostile takeover, and I think
wow, that flash
cleanse. So it allowed Light to secure it. That is game changing. What a play from Chris.
And that's the thing, is that in this game, it feels like it's the players that haven't been in these situations that are standing up for their respective squads. On an Elk with a miracle hold here.
Is this a replay?
For the so BLG can respawn, but
I thought it was they were just ending the game
to get us into this position. Weibo and BLG
we gotta go back to
live.
Yeah, we have to go back to live. What are you doing? Don't! There's a fight breaking. I can see it.
Coaches have to be on
their
edge of their seats for either side.
Here we go. Oh my god. Go, Sejuani. Let's go! Oh god! I was rooting for BLG, but wait.
They're gonna push here. They're gonna go for it.
They're waiting for the wave.
Have the Nexus in their sights. The super team needed to come alive. At semi-finals is where they need to do it.
BLG. 3v5, it would take more than a miracle to hold him off here. Ben with a handshake back in the team. He's not going to live through this one. Xiaohu throws out the soldiers.
The Kalista damage.
Ben trying to find a little bit of damage onto the Shy.
The Kalista damage.
The 90 caliber net, but it doesn't matter. It won't do a
damn thing. Oh my god. Weibo. Good job. Let's go. Wow, bro!
The victory against BLG
Weibo!
And for the first time since 2018,
I want to. Who do you want to gamble with? I want to place a bet on the T1 to win the world. The championship.
And Xiaohu,
oh my god,
legendary LPL players of all time.
Oh my god, guys! If you're watching this video, like and subscribe, please. Please subscribe.
to get that
I need
world
1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to the channel.
Last thing that he hasn't achieved just yet. And